Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today we will discuss the last sutra of chapter 3 of Narad Bhakti Sutra. This is sutra number 50 and it is as follows. Satarti lokams taryati, and the translation is, such a person indeed is delivered and he also delivers the rest of the world. So let's offer our obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Purvati Acharyas before we embark on a discussion on this wonderful sutra. Ajanulambit bujho kanakavadato sankirtanayak pitarau kamalaitaksho Vishwambaro dijvaro yug dharma palo Vande jagat priya karo karunavtaro Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gauroday Pushpando Chitro Chando Tamonudo Panchtatvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vairagya Vidya Nij Bhakti Yoga Shikshartham Ekah Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Buddhiryastam Aham Prapatte Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna. So Shri Narad raised a very important question. Kastarti, who will be delivered? Delivered from what? From this ocean of miseries that is generated from asat sangha, bad association. So then once he makes that statement, Shri Narad, he gives many activities to be able to get delivered from this ocean of material miseries. He says, he starts with, okay, first of all you give up this asat sangha, you give up this bad association, and then he says, okay, you take sat sangha, the association of devotees, and you serve them in that association of devotees. You become selfless, don't have any ulterior motive while you associate with devotees. And then he said to rise above the three modes of material nature, you give up your safety net, don't kshema, don't depend on material profits, yog kshema, don't depend on material profits and material safety. Rakshishyati iti vishvaso, depend rather on the safety provided, the security provided by Lord Krishna himself. And then he says that, okay, you become nirdvandvo, that you rise, you ichcha dvesa mukthena, that you give up this desire and hatred and envy. So you give up desire for sense gratification and you give up envy towards Krishna, and then you become nirdvandvo, you become free from dualities of life. And then Shri Narad says that fine, now as the last step is that you give up, renounce the Vedas as well. Well, if somebody does these activities, then definitely they are supposed to become themselves liberated, and then they should help that once they are delivered, then they should help to deliver others. And that's exactly the same sentiment that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherein he says, Bharat Bhumite Haila Manushya Janam Yar Janam sarthak kari kar parupkar. That whosoever is fortunate enough to be born in Bharat Varsha, he should make his life perfect. So first duty of anybody, so there are two duties. The first duty, first and foremost, is that you yourself become liberated. Because if you are not liberated, if you are not capable, if you are not mukta, liberated, how can, if you are also bound up, how can you deliver somebody else? If you do not know how to swim, how can you help others, somebody who is drowning? If you go and jump and try to save that drowning person, you yourself will drown because you don't know how to swim. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Janam sarthak kari. First you deliver yourself, first you become capable, first you invest your dhyana, your meditation, your chetna in the lotus feet of Krishna, and then you help others to do the same. So that's the idea of helping others, and helping others, doing paropkar, is inherent to a quality of a devotee. Now we know there are two types of devotees, Bhajananandi and Goshthanandi. So of course Bhajananandi, they are also at that platform, they are delivered, but they do not endeavor to deliver others. Prahlad Maharaj don't consider them very elevated as such. Prahlad Maharaj says, well, to me they are mean-hearted. I mean, they are thinking about themselves only. Why are they not doing anything for others? And when after Lord Narasimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad Maharaj was offering heartfelt prayers to Sri Narasimhadev, then Prahlad Maharaj said, I am not worried about myself. I know I have already received your mercy. I am worried about these fools and rascals who are completely engaged in gratifying their senses. What will happen to them? So Prahlad Maharaj is concerned about the other conditions. So Prahlad Maharaj is, for him, the paropkar, to be able to help others, is foremost duty of any capable person. And the same sentiment is expressed in Bhagavatam 6.10.10, where it is mentioned that it is the duty of all living entities, all humans, to help others. It says, Aho danyam, aho kashtam, parakye kshan bhangurah, yan na upkuryad, aswarther, martya swagyati vigrah. Parakya hai. Parakya means fit to be eaten by dogs and jackals. And it says in this verse, it says, this body which is eatable by jackals and dogs after death does not actually do any good for me, the spirit soul. It is usable only for a short time, Kshan Bhangure, and it may perish at any moment. And this verse says, the body and its possessions, its riches, its relatives, must all be engaged for the benefit of others, or else these will be the sources of tribulation and misery. So what happens if we don't engage? First of all, it is our duty to engage, and secondly, if we do not engage, then it is not that nothing happens. Well, we invoke tribulation and mercies, we invoke all sort of troubles upon us because we failed in our duty of helping others. So because we failed, which is a sin, we have to face the consequences of that sin. And further, so when Sri Krishna together with Balram and other cowherd boys, he was entering the forest to tend to the cows. So he saw all the trees, and the trees were engaged in serving Krishna, Balram and the devotees with all their faculties. And then Krishna praised those trees that how fortunate they are, their life is successful because their whole life is dedicated in the service of others. And there, while he was praising the trees, so Lord Krishna expressed these sentiments that etavat janma safalyam dehinam iha dehishu praner arther dhya vacha shreya acharanam sada, that it is duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence and words. So Lord Krishna, he is imploring us, he is asking us with so much compassion that we heed to his advice and invest all of our energies in serving, in helping others. But in order to help others, we should first janam sarthak kari, we should first deliver ourselves, we should first bring ourselves to that platform. And Srila Prabhupada says that humanitarian work without Krishna is nothing. I mean, it's a basically useless exercise. He says Krishna must be brought to the center of all our activities, otherwise no activity will have value. So we want to help others, but how we can help others is by bringing Krishna in the center and by helping others to bring Krishna in the center of their respective lives. So that's how we do that. And in order to be able to do that, we first have to elevate ourselves, and that's exactly what Srila Rupa Goswami is saying in Updeshamrit, wherein he says Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udar Pastha Vegam, Etan Vegan, Yo Vishaheta Dhira, Sarvam Api Imam, Prithvim Sa Shishyat. That one has to control his speech, one has to control his mind, control the anger, control the tongue by eating only Krishna Prasad, and one has to control Udar Pastham, his genitals. And if somebody, that person who is able to control all this, Etan Vegan, Yo Vishaheta Dhira, that person is a Dhira, that person is a most intelligent person. And somebody who has done that, Janam Sarthak Kari, and you have been able to control your speech, anger, mind, jiva, your genitals. Now it is time for you to deliver others by accepting disciples. So this same sentiment basically is being expressed here. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, well, to be able to do that, you have to have one essential quality of dharya, and you have to have patience. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, those who possess the quality of dharya are called dhira. So because this verse mentions dhira, so who is a dhira? The person who possesses dharya. Dharya means patience. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, due to lack of this quality, men become restless, and those who are impatient cannot do any work. By the quality of dharya, a practitioner controls first himself and then the whole world. You see, Rupa Goswami is saying, well, this is what you have to do, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us the instrument which we can employ to be able to achieve that. And unless one has that fire, unless one has that kind of concern to help others, like Prahlad Maharaj, like Vasudev Dutt. Vasudev Dutt was extremely anxious. Vasudev Dutt even requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, well, you are worried about others. Well, they are suffering because their sins have not ended. So you please transfer all the sins of all the living entities of this world to me. I'll take care of those sins. Let me burn in hellish fire for millions and billions of lives, but at least let the other jivas to fulfill your desire, let them be able to go back to Godhead. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased by this sentiment expressed by Vasudeva Dutt. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is anxious, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, they are anxious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was talking with Haridas Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Haridas, Kali Kale Yavana Apar. Oh Haridas, in this Kali Yuga, there are unlimited Yavanas, the Muslims and those who do not follow the Vedic teachings. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Go Brahmane Himsa Kare Mahadurachar, and they are so bad. They engage in all kind of bad activities. They torture the Brahmins and the cows. And then Mahaprabhu said, Iha sabar kaun mate hai be nistar, tahar hetu na dekhiye ei dukha par. And I have this great anxiety that because they are torturing the Brahmins and the cows, they are not following Vedic literatures, they are Yavanas. How will they be delivered? I have this great anxiety. Well, Haridas Thakur did help Chaitanya Mahaprabhu see how by mercy of Mahaprabhu even Yavanas will be delivered. But the point was that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has this great anxiety in his heart, and even Mahaprabhu's devotees, they also have this anxiety to be able to help Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his mission, why he actually came to this material world. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to meet Haridas Thakur, Sanatana Goswami was also there, and the whole body of Sanatana Goswami was infested with various his skin got he had a lot of irritation on his skin, and a lot of pus was oozing from the skin because he drank contaminated water while he was passing through Jharikhanda forest. So Sanatana Goswami thought in his mind, and he was very worried that he is unable to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this diseased condition, and he wanted to commit suicide. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he embraced Sanatana Goswami, all the disease, he became nirog, he was free from that disease completely, and his body was glowing like gold. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed Sanatana Goswami that never think of giving up your body. I have to do a lot of important work through your body. And then Mahaprabhu left, and then Haridas Thakur explained his danya, his anxiety, and Haridas Thakur said, Amar ei de Prabhur kare na lagila, Bharat bhumite janmi ei de vyarthaila. That I am so worried, I have this great anxiety that I couldn't engage my body in the service of Mahaprabhu. Even after taking birth in this Bharatvarsha, I still couldn't utilize this body properly. It has all become waste. I mean, of course, he is speaking out of danya, out of natural humility. And then Sanatana Goswami, he clarified to Haridas Thakur that he is unnecessarily worried, and actually Haridas Thakur is the best Acharya. He is chanting 300,000 names Harinam every day, and he is also preaching. So Sanatana Goswami explained, assured Haridas Thakur that his anxiety is unfounded, and actually he is the best preacher of all the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was this person who came to see Srila Prabhupada, Lieutenant Mosey, and he was very worried. There were a lot of crime in his area, and he came to Srila Prabhupada looking for a solution to this problem. And he asked, okay, well, I understand that we have to bring God in the center of one's life. And Srila Prabhupada told this Lieutenant Mosey that, look, we are not saying you come that ours is the only way. Well, if you follow Bible, if you follow Christianity, if you follow Islam, as long as you are able to develop your love of God, you are able to bring God in center of your life, then your purpose is achieved. That's all right. However, we have seen that people are generally not able to do that. And Srila Prabhupada said, well, we offer all the facilities and we can help everyone to come easily to the platform of love of Godhead. So we are asking everyone to join us. Otherwise, if somebody can do following their own respective religions, I have no objection. So then this Lieutenant Mosey, this police commissioner, he asked Prabhupada, okay, well, that's fine, I understood. But you tell me, how can we reduce crime? So Prabhupada said, okay, you give me facilities for conducting Harinam. We will go through the streets of your city and we'll conduct Harinam, and we will distribute prasad, the sanctified food. So then this Lieutenant Mosey asked, oh, well, where would you like to start? You want to go to focus on the poorer areas, or you want to go to the rich neighborhood? And Srila Prabhupada said, well, you are a police officer. You know that criminals exist in poorer sections as well as in the rich community. So everyone needs help, and we do not discriminate. We are not pro-poor or we are not anti-rich. We will go wherever we get the facility. So the idea that Srila Prabhupada conveyed to that police officer Mosey, that the help, somebody can have the topmost help if that person is somehow induced to hear and chant the holy name of Krishna and eat sanctified food, that is Krishna Prasad. And Srila Prabhupada told his disciples that you have to first become yourself perfect, then preach. Don't become yourself nonsense and then you become a preacher. No, aapne acharya Prabhu jivara shikhaye. A preacher must be in his life perfect. Then he can become a preacher. If I smoke, how can I say that you do not smoke? Then how? Modern days is, what I do, that you may not do. What I say, you do. Why shall I follow you? The person can say, why? If you yourself are not doing what you are saying, why should I do what you are saying? So why shall I follow you? You are not doing. So Lord Chaitanya therefore says, Janam sarthak kari. At first you deliver yourself. First you engage yourself in the process that you are advocating others to follow. You become liberated soul, and then you try and help others. For us, actually, it is a simultaneous process that we are trying to improve ourselves and we are trying to preach also. How do we reconcile that? That we only speak what Srila Prabhupada and Purvarti Acharyas are speaking. We don't manufacture our own ideas in terms of philanthropy or indirect preaching. We only speak the words and teachings of Srila Prabhupada. That's how we feel that, okay, because we are repeating, so the message is pure. Even though we are not pure, but the message is pure. So that way we can ensure. Srimad Bhagavatam, when people ask that, okay, where is the proof of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Srimad Bhagavatam? So generally people quote 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse. However, there is another verse, 11th canto, 5th chapter, 34, which is glorifying Lord Chaitanya, and the shloka is as under: Tyaktava sudyustyaj sur ipsit rajya lakshmim dharmisht arya vachasa yad agadaranyam maya mrigam daita ipsitam anvadhavat vande mahapurush te charanar vindam. O Mahapurush, it is addressing Lord Chaitanya. O Mahapurush, I worship your lotus feet. You gave up the association of goddess of fortune and all her opulence, which is most difficult to renounce and is hankered even by the great demigods. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you thus left for the forest in obedience to a Brahmana's curse. All of us know that a smart Brahman, he wanted to entertain himself by looking at the dancing of Lord Chaitanya in Srivas Angan, and when he was denied entry, he broke his Brahmana threat and he cursed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that his material opulences will all be destroyed, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happily accept and use this curse to deliver the fallen souls of this material world. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned souls who are always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion, and at the same time engaged in searching out your own desired object, Lord Shyam Sundar. You see, here also it is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is searching after Shyam Sundar, and he is engaging all other conditioned souls in trying to search the lotus feet of Sri Shyam Sundar. So that's the idea. And Srila Prabhupada, during a sannyas initiation ceremony, Srila Prabhupada said, so try to convince the people in general, the philosophers, the religionists, we have no such thing, sectarian view. Anyone can join this movement and become purified himself. So I am very much pleased. You have given already service to the society. Now you can take up sannyas and preach all over the world so that people may be benefit. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this regard says that this Paratma Nishtha, being firmly fixed in the service of lotus feet of Krishna, is sometimes followed by the householders like Janak, and sometimes it is followed by renunciates like Sanak Sanatan, the 4 Kumaras. In both circumstances, the Paratma Nishtha is same. And he says, without this Paratma Nishtha, nobody can cross this insurmountable oceans of nescience. Service to Lord Mukunda is the only shelter. One will be delivered by accepting that. Now, before we go forward, I want to tell you that this verse 11.5.34 is a very wonderful verse, because this is one verse which is glorifying Lord Chaitanya, and this verse can be interpreted to glorify Lord Krishna, and also it can be used to glorify Lord Ram. If you want to know how, then you please read the commentary on this particular verse 11.5.34, and there it is mentioned that because this verse glorify all 3 important incarnations, namely Lord Chaitanya, Krishna and Lord Ram, so that is why the devotees, they worship Shatbhuj Roop of Lord Chaitanya, which he showed to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now let's look at, in the end, let's look at Janam Sarthak Kari Kar Parupkar from 2 different angles. First, let's look at from the angle of the Acharya, the liberated person, and the demigods, they say in Bhagavatam 10 canto 2nd chapter 31st verse, and they are saying Swayam samuttirya sudustaram dyuman bhavarnavam bhiman adabra sauhridaha bhavad padam bhurohu navam atrate nidhayatah sad anugraho bhavan. So the demigods are saying, "O Lord, who resemble the shining sun, you are always ready to fulfill the desires of your devotees, and therefore you are known as a desire tree, Vancha Kalptaru. When acharyas, this is very important, when acharyas completely take shelter under your lotus feet in order to cross the fierce ocean of nescience, they leave behind on earth the method by which they cross. And because you are very merciful to your other devotees, you accept this method to help them." So when the devotee, the acharya, he becomes perfect and he goes to the spiritual world, it is not that he takes back with him everything that was helpful. He leaves everything behind, in fact. So what does he leave back? He leaves behind the Guru Parampara. He leaves behind that boat on which other devotees can ride and reach Vaikuntha Dham. He leaves behind devotees who can help others. He leaves behind his books, as Srila Prabhupada left. He leaves behind his lectures, his instructions, which Srila Prabhupada left in terms of his lectures and room conversations, his letters. So essentially it means that you become perfect and you become a part of the Guru Parampara. You become Guru, and then you facilitate this chain to continue unbroken. That's the idea. Now let's look at from the angle of the other devotees, who this verse says that Lord Krishna very mercifully let that process to remain intact so that others can follow. So we look at the sannyas mantra, the verse spoken by Avanti Brahman, wherein he says, "Etam sa asthaya paratma nishtham adhyasitam purvatamer mahadbhi aham tarishyami duranta param tamo mukundangri nishevayeva." He says that I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience by being firmly fixed in the service of Lord Krishna. This was approved by previous acharyas who were fixed in firm devotion to Lord Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is verse 11:23-57. So our devotee, the aspiring devotees, the sadhakas, they should have firm belief that there are so many devotees in past, they were delivered by following this process. This process is authentic, and if I also follow this process very faithfully, then undoubtedly I shall be able to cross the ocean of nescience. And that's what is meant in this last verse of 3rd chapter of Narad Bhakti Sutra, where it is mentioned a devotee first delivers himself and then he delivers the whole world. So a devotee first becomes capable and then he leaves behind the means by which others can follow in his footsteps and go back to Godhead. We'll stop here. Many thanks for listening. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.